Welcome back. My name is Scratch Tutorials, and today I will be doing a tutorial on basic movement. Most people would approach it by finding the arrow keys, which are up here, and if I wanted him to move right, the cat, I would just do that and have him move 10 steps. But this is actually not correct. This is not what you probably want to do. What someone would probably do is find the X and then just increase the X by 10. But if you do this, and then I'll just do the left arrow and do it -10, you get sort of like jerky movements. And I like when I press down the keyboard and hold it, it takes a second before it registers it as holding it down. But it's more precise. If you needed a very precise movement, then this would be perfect for you. But for everything else, you probably want to do this. So you're going to grab the flag, and you're going to grab a forever script, and then you're going to grab four if statements. But we're just going to stick with this one for now. And you take this, and you take down here, you're going to see key, and this is the exact same selection thing as the when button is pressed. We're just going to click right arrow, and we're going to put change X by, I'm going to do 3 because it happens quicker, so you need to have it a smaller number. And then we're just going to do the opposite. We're going to do left arrow, and we're just going to put this into a negative and duplicate this and take this out and do an up arrow and then change the Y. This is up, and so this is going to be a positive. Now, what I like to do is put this in my backpack, which is down here, and I did this in a different video, that allows you to save scripts and recall them back after, like, in different projects. And I often keep a script similar to this in my backpack. But we're going to go ahead and test this out. So now when we press the arrow keys, you can see it's a lot more fluid, and it moves quicker. Well, I mean, you can make it move quicker, but it's very stable, and it's not jerky like that. But we can increase this to 8 and -8, 8, -8. Now we have faster movement. And the way we're able to get this diagonal motion is we are pressing the down arrow and the right arrow, or the up arrow and the left arrow, and we're able to move diagonally, which you're not really able to if you use the other code. And if you want to, you can go into here, change it to this means you can rotate it around like this, and this means that you can only rotate it from front and back. This means you can't rotate it at all, so no matter which rotation it is, it won't move. But this one's pretty good for doing left and right, because if you do this one, then it flips it over. So then we're going to add this script that says point in direction. When we're looking left, we're going to point in the left, and when it's right, we're going to have it pointed that way. So when we do it, it will face the direction that we're moving the cat. So that's basically what you need to do for keyboard things. Now, you can also have it move towards the mouse. So this is very simple. You just have it go to mouse pointer, or you can have it go to random position, and then it'll go to a random position. Now, when I first started coding, you had to do something a little bit more complicated. You had to do when flag clicked, and you had to do go to, and since the X is 240 to negative 240, you had to do 240 to negative 240, and then negative 180 to 180 for the Y, 180 to negative 180, and that's how you did a random position. But today it's a lot more simplified. You can just go to a random position and it will select a random position. Now, you can also put this in a forever loop, and the cat will sort of spaz around. That's kind of cool. We could put a pen down, and there's sort of like a random art thing, which kind of looks kind of cool. And if we clear it, we still have the keyboard controls, which will allow us to draw. Kind of looks really cool when you're doing a diagonal. Or for some games, like if you have heard of the Impossible game, no, it's not the Impossible game, it's the spooky maze game. Well, I mean, you could use a sprite for the Impossible game if you wanted to make an Impossible game. You would just go to mouse in here, and then you would have, it would just go to the mouse. And that's pretty good for like a sketchpad and stuff. I don't use it too often, but that's just a handy trick to know. Let's see, let's take a look at this. This is a kind of useful command, which useful block. Let's clear this, which will allow it to not go past the edge. So, okay, clear and pen up. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, it's sort of doing this. Now, with the keyboard controls, it might be a little bit glitchy, but if we activate this, you see now you can't go past the edge. You're stuck on this box. In this like box right here. And that's a pretty useful command for if you were programming a Pong game, which also is on the YouTube channel. So I'm going to set this up so it's gonna point in a random direction. No, we want point in a random direction. We're gonna say 1 to 360. We're gonna drag this over here, and then we're gonna have it move, let's see, 5 steps, and this will allow it to effectively bounce around. Now we can actually restart the script, and it will be pointing in a different direction, and it'll also be in a random direction because we have this right here. And as you can see, the cat is bouncing around. So that's basically all I wanted to explain in this tutorial. Hopefully I will create another tutorial on how to make the old Windows screensaver thing with the Windows icon that's bouncing around, and that will be pretty cool if you want to know how to program that. So stay tuned for that, and thank